purpose. But we have been facing a lot of bad network, like in the rural area. There should be a synergy between the INET and the Nigeria Communication Commission to improve on their network. Honestly, Mr. Nandom, if the electronic transmission of results and the use of the manual result can be manipulated, we need to tackle the issue of voter apathy so that we can get it right. Honestly, people should be allowed to exercise their franchise. INET should not be biased. Read INET and its unbiased so that we can get it right. But my question to Mr. Davidson is that I want to know, is it the INET or the court that will determine our election? Please, I want you to clarify me on that. That is my own opinion, Mr. Nandom and Mr. Davidson in the studio. Have a great day and God bless you.
Thank you so much, Gwarzo. Is it the courts or the ballot box that will determine who wins an election?
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
And the guest there is Radio Mama. I do not calling from Rantia. Well, what happened in the FCT, I don't know. If it is the way it's going to go, I'm not really impressed. The problem of logistics also still, it is the recurring decimal. I've said it when they appointed the new IUF chairman, they were praising him, he's this, he's that. I said even if he has a PhD in integrity, this particular appointment, if he's not careful, it will be his Waterloo. Because there are a lot of factors. He's not actually independent. That is the issue. So, but when people keep on stressing this idea of the transmission of electronic transmission of results real time and mandatory, I've never been excited about that too, because that's not even the issue. I was happy the Tinubu even assented to that particular electoral reform. If he didn't, that bill, I wonder we would have gone another 20 years backwards. You understand? Because if he didn't, what would we do? We always wanted, So I'm happy he even did that, because there are other things. There are other things that are beneficial in that particular reform, the Electoral Act now. But the problem is not even the act itself. The problem is how far do we implement these things? We have a problem of implementation. Even the previous one we had, if we implement what is there won't be a problem. Now you give INEC the discretion. That is, we have about 3% or so to 95%. That is in terms of the transmission of results, that we're able to transmit results. If we have enough distance. Even if it is 3% that is remaining or 10% that is remaining, and you are giving INEC the discretion, you are assuming INEC does its own part and not abuse that discretion, we will have problems. Even in advanced countries, they still back up their electoral results if there's an issue. They back it up. But because they are more sincere than us, that is the issue. So it's the players in the field. Look at the one that happened in the FCT. A very small election. That is not a very big one, kind of, even though it's a grassroots election. But look at what will happen. 24 hours curfew. The FCT minister was all over the place, going up and down in polling units. Then, even if there were situations of vote buying, my question is this: even if people are made to buy votes, and that is the booth, the polling booth where people vote, is positioned in such a way that you don't know who the person voted for. Those who are hungry can take that money and still vote against them. But it's because they do it in such a way that they get to know who they voted for. So there are a lot of things INEC can do if he wants us to have a credible election, And then voters too. Let me tell you something. This idea of saying we're not going out to, they have already decided to, it's a surrender. Some youths are saying they're not, those that don't have voter cards that have turned 18, they say they're not going for a voter's card. Some who have the card say they will tear their card. Is that the way to go? That is why we have a problem, and they are cashing in on that. Making us demoralized, so we won't tell them. Now that they didn't show up, what happened? Wasn't a winner declared? So if it's just a surrender, that's not how to solve the problem. And when we are few, it gives them room to even rig the election proper. When we have a few people coming out, it gives room for election rigging. So there must be a lot of advocacy, to telling people that they should come out. Those who have cards, they go get their cards. Those who have, let them not tear it. So when you are now protesting, at least you have your card in case if something happens, you'll be able to go and vote. But this idea of not wanting to come out about the other party, it helps nobody, doesn't do anybody any good. When the elections in Nigeria, I tell you, no matter who they put there, it's a systemic thing. Until they are allowed to be truly independent, we will not get it right. But at least we are getting closer to it. sometime, someday, it will happen. Let's not give up on Nigeria. It will get better.
Thank you, Radio Mama, for being a consistent female voice on radio, a strong one for that matter. Thank you so much for that rich contribution on our conversation for today. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Morning, sir.
Yes, my name is Isaac. It's the radio speaker from Jos East.
Radio speaker, good morning.
Yes, good morning, sir. I must first and foremost commend the guest in the studio. In fact, he has done justice to today's discourse.
Yeah.
And it really shows that he is an analyst to the core.
I agree with you.
Yes. Having said that, they say Independent National Electoral Commission. The question on the lips of many is INEC truly independent? There is this popular saying that he who pays the piper, he takes the tune. So just like Radio Mama rightly alluded to, even if it means Professor Mopitan has a PhD in integrity, in fact, there is no magic that he can do. That there is room for improvement. You see, in Nigeria, just like the guest has alluded to, the losers always lament. And then those who win always jubilate. That has been the case in Nigeria. That has been the scenario. Let me say this again. In Nigeria, there is a systematic problem. That is corruption. And unless we tackle corruption in all facets of our national life, we cannot have it right in Nigeria. And I want you to know too, that there has never been any perfect election anywhere in the world. But mind you, there is always room for improvement. We can improve upon this if we will work upon it. Thank you very much for this opportunity.
Thank you so much, Isaac. It's a radio speaker. Unless corruption is tackled, we cannot have it right in Nigeria. Yeah. Hello, good morning.
Hello, Mr. Kunwar, good morning.
Morning, sir.
Our guest in the house, good morning, Chris Daniel Tat calling.
Chris Daniel, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us.
Daniel Tat calling.
Chris Daniel Tat.
Yes, thank you. I think I want to say that it's a good one to analyze what has happened in Abuja. This recent council election, it should be a litmus test to us as independent electoral commission and also politicians and even to the subject, those that are supposed to go to the poll and elect the individuals that they want to go into position. And I want to say that other speakers have actually spoken and they have said it right. The system needs sanity. The system also needs a holistic sit-up so that we look at it objectively. Even though in respect to the issue of election, there is no perfect election all over. Even in the developed nation like America and others, there is need for us to sit up and sanitize. The issue... Hello?
Hello, Chris Daniel Tad. We are hearing you clearly. We are hearing you clearly.
I said with the case with a developed nation like America, we have had enough of things like the direct electronic transmissions of votes, as you have said. It's a good one, but the problem is that there is this systemic problem in the system that we need to sit up and do the needful. How do we do it? The only option is for those at the helm of affairs to do the needful. If we stand up and do the needful, those at the grassroots, those down grassroots will pick up. But the unfortunate thing, the whole problem has always been that those within the system, those that we're looking up to and have been given mandate to conduct and do the needful, don't seem to do the needful. So I want to urge those at the top of the affairs, those that are saddled with the responsibility of election, to do the needful. On the same vein, we, the subject that are supposed to go and elect, we should also sit up and do the needful. we should not sell our conscience, sell our votes for just few amount of money that will not even last. Let's give to individuals that will do the needful and do the work for us. And I think if we do that, we'll get it right. And if we are able to do that, with sincerity of purpose, Mr. Kumar, I think we'll get somewhere. So I want to believe that what happened of recent election in Abuja should be a litmus. Where do we start? How do we end it? Where there are lapses, something needs to be done in that regard. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Good morning.
Thank you so much, Chris Daniel. That is voter apathy and evidence of lack of faith in the process? Or is it the result of Nigerians struggling to get by and too busy to commit several hours for elections? Hello, good morning. We're going to answer that.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning. Good morning, sir. Good morning, Krankes. Good morning, Krankes.
Majority.
Good morning, Krankes. Let's have your take on this discussion.
I want to appeal to our people. We should come out en masse to vote our credible candidate. Don't allow anybody to use us. Don't allow us to sell our vote. Issue of INEC. INEC are independent, but they are answerable to the government.
That means they are not
we discovered that our politicians will swear with a strength faith while nation are crying. So our people, we should come out en masse, vote credible candidate. One of my friends told me that I cannot vote any longer. So we should cooperate and vote credible candidate. That's my point. I love this show. Keep it there.
Thank you so much, Krankes Kadung calling from Mararabam Pushit. The majority leader will be our last caller for today. And we'll return to you, Mr. Davidson, with the issues that have been raised, particularly what I said on voter apathy was very critical. There was this, there's a platform that reported about 15%. That's very low. So is it an evidence of lack of faith in the process? Is it carelessness, or is it the fact that Nigerians have to struggle for their daily bread and they cannot commit several hours on queues just to vote?
Yeah, thank you, Nando. I think like I earlier stated, several factors can be alluded to to the voters' apathy that was witnessed last Saturday. I told you I was glued on my phone and TV watching some of the live interviews and the likes. And then some people attributed that to lack of trust majorly on the system. They don't longer have faith on the system. They feel when their rights are exercised, they are franchised, it's not always reflected. So one of them said, why will I go and vote when I know the winner has already been decided? So entirely the major reason is that a lot of the electorate do no longer trust the process. There's no faith. And then followed by other reasons.
And then you go and the process, even if you go out, sometimes the materials will not come on time. And then you end up spending hours over something that...
Like I said here, some of the materials and some of the INEC officials went to different polling units before they were told that is not the polling unit they were supposed to go and serve or conduct this election. So, before they are now transferred back to their main polling unit, a lot of time
is
spent and wasted. So before their arrival to this place, it was already 10. Some came as early as 7, 8. They didn't see anyone, so they went back. And a typical Nigerian man, when he goes to something and then that thing is not there, for him to return back It's always difficult. He will tell you, just like you said, I want to go and look for something I'm going to eat. There's hunger in the land. I came, they were not there. Me, I have done my part. That's always their statement. Me, I have done my part. So I'll go and look for food to eat or to give my children. Others are the intimidation, like I told you. Some of these voters were intimidated. Like I said, a few days to the election or a day to the election, somebody came out and was saying, go and vote and leave me with the rest. This is an intimidation. So people feel like you coming out, maybe insecurity, attacks or anything might happen. So voters were intimidated. So a lot of them, in fact, one of the people that was interviewed said he got frightened by the statement that the FCT minister made. So he preferred his life than to go and then meet his date somewhere. So he decided to stay. It was around when the election was about being concluded that he said he will now go and vote. Now, others, like we said again, they vote buying. Somebody whose conscience is clear and clean will not want to see that being done. Like one of the callers said, you see, this vote buying are not done such that you will even understand, because it's when you vote, the agents of that particular party now signals the people that this person you see has voted for us, then the 10,000 naira will be given to the person. Some will be given half of the money, like 5,000. When you go and vote, they will complete the remaining 5,000 naira, making 10,000 naira. So this voter apathy is a serious concern, and it will have multiplier effect on the 2027 election. I am telling you, if this thing is not improved, if the system is not improved such that Nigerians will have trust on it, we will even have worse than what we have seen in the FCT. Like this issue of electronic transmission is what is burning now. That is the only hope that Nigerians see as a process whereby their votes can be counted. Because they are told that immediately you vote, after the exercise, your result will be uploaded and you will see it right there from the polling unit. And are you aware that some of these rigging are not done in the polling unit? Some of these rigging are done in the collation centers of those wards. So a voter will come to a polling unit, vote, thinking that he has voted and his vote will be counted, only later to see that this is not what is reflecting. So this voter apathy is a serious concern, and it's a call for every Nigerian to be worried. Because if this thing continues this way, I tell you, the 2027 election will be one of the worst that we have seen.
And then another concern that we didn't touch today is what's the difference between voter buying and the era of indirect primaries that the National Assembly is saying for the first time we've been able to give Nigerians direct primaries, and we should be commended. In the past, the issue of delegates and all the money spent on buying delegates. So, and the National Assembly is saying for the first time we have made progress on this. At least Nigerians should say this is the first National Assembly that has given us a process that guarantees some level of transparency.
that is a different ballgame entirely.
All right,
but it's actually interesting. The very day this particular electoral act was signed. But that caveat was the one that a lot of Nigerians were celebrating. Somebody was saying, delegate era.
Rest in peace. I read all kinds of
rest in peace delegate. All manners of captions were there. But that, like I said, that's to tell you the sensitivity of Nigerians regarding election processes. Now, a lot of people are following. You may be sitting down here and be thinking that somebody in your village is not aware of these things going on. But when you go, to your greatest surprise, when they start telling you about some of these things, you that you are in the city, you will be shocked. So the whole thing, well, is I think is section 74 or thereabout in the Electoral Act that has entirely ruled out the delegate system, making provision for direct primaries or consensus. But there's an issue. I wrote a piece. I think it's on Friday. I wrote a piece. And I say, while our attention is on the direct primaries, which give rooms for people to participate or mass participation, we have also forgotten that there is a consensus.
There is a caveat for consensus.
And consensus can be worse compared to delegate system.
I agree with you.
Some stakeholders can go and sit somewhere.
Thank you so much, Davidson Mallison. I can see my duty continuity announcer, Vina Adams, is waiting. And that will be the end of today's discussion. On behalf of executive producer Rita Kacholon Pam, supervising producers Udun Gyang, Esther Nasara, producers Good Morning Plateau, Inga Samuel Titus Dates. Our studio engineer was Bimfa Kargwak. Studio manager Friday Jonathan, ICT Praise Barefoot and John Polo. Duty continuity announcer indefatigable Vina Adams. Thank you so much for sparing us some time. This is Good Morning Plateau. Join us same time tomorrow for another edition. Thank you.